Show the ladies the money. That's the demand from a former Trump staffer filing a lawsuit against the president and his 2016 campaign. And now another high-profile former Trump aide wants in on that. Omarosa. She's looking to join that pay discrimination lawsuit, part of a motion filed by Alva Johnson, who's accusing the president of sexual misconduct and pay discrimination. Monday's motion claims the campaign paid women nearly 20% less than their male counterparts. Johnson wants a judge to expand the scope of her suit so that others, including Omarosa, can sign on. I'm joined now by Omarosa Manigault Newman, author of Unhinged, an insider's account of the Trump White House. Omarosa, thanks for being on the show.
Good to be here. How are you?
Can you explain? I'm good, thank you. Can you explain why you're seeking to join this lawsuit?
You know, my attorney, John Phillips, came to me and he said, "You're never going to believe this." When he brought the information to me and showed me what others were paid, the men on the campaign versus the women, including myself, I have to be honest with you, I was surprised. I feel like I'm a very good negotiator. I like to negotiate my salary. But I was told this is what all the men are being paid. This is on par with what they're being paid, only to find out that that was, in fact, a lie. And to hear that there were so many other women who got paid 20% less across the board. On the local level, the state level, and of course on the national level. And so when the information was presented to me, then certainly I wanted to join the efforts and really undergird what they're trying to do in this pay disparity in the Trump campaign.
Let me get specific with you. The lawsuit says that males, they allege, were paid $4,500 a month. How much were you paid monthly in your time on the Trump campaign?
Well, all of this is public, which is what makes this great. I was paid $7,000 a month. My male counterpart was paid $11,000 a month doing the same job, except the difference is I had more experience and more education. In addition to that, there were other female staffers, same situation. Some of them had more experience, some of them had more education, and they were paid less as well. So in my case, $7,000 a month, my male counterpart, $11,000 to $12,000 a month doing the same job.
And to be clear, you didn't know during the campaign that there was this disparity. You only found out after, you said, when your lawyer brought this info to you? I just want to make sure I'm understanding the timeline
That's
properly.
correct. You don't find out until the financial disclosures are made public. As you know, they're filed months after the campaign. In this case, we won in November. This information wouldn't have been available until January, you know, after the White House. But even then, I never took a look to see what my male counterparts were being paid. I took them at their word that the women were being paid more than the men. And here's the interesting thing. Kellyanne Conway led our campaign, so we were led by a woman. And so you would think that the efforts to keep pay disparity out of the Trump campaign would have been there being led by a woman, but that wasn't the case.
I want to get on the record with the Trump campaign's response to this lawsuit. They say the Trump campaign has never discriminated based on race, ethnicity, gender, or any other basis. Any allegation suggesting otherwise is off base and unfounded. Your response?
Yeah, but you know what? The numbers don't lie. In this case, it's not their side and my side. It's the numbers. And the data is there, right there for public consumption. It is public information. You can go through and look, and we had an expert go through and look at each of the salaries. But this also continued in the inauguration, in the transition, and currently you see it in the administration. Only, I believe, 19 members of his cabinet are men. The other 5 are women. You know, you can see that he doesn't care about diversity in his cabinet, nor in his administration. 2,500 political appointees. Very few of them are African American. Most of the women are paid less than the men. I mean, this is a very male-dominated administrations, and he tried to roll back protections for equal pay, rolling back some of the Obama-era initiatives. So it's pretty clear where the president and his administration stands on pay equality for women. But time's up. Enough is enough.
And it's an administration, of course, that you worked for after the campaign. Did you ever think maybe this was something you would want to bring up during your time as a White House official? Did you not have? You said you didn't know about that.
I'm so glad you asked about that, because under my portfolio and public liaison was, in fact, women's efforts. And so Ivanka Trump, she said in her speech at the Republican convention, and she said throughout her tenure at the White House, that she was going to fight for equal pay for the women. But it's just all talk. She's talked the talk, but she hasn't walked the walk. You will see that the efforts for this administration are zero in terms of making sure that pay disparity is eradicated in this country. And so I'm a little disappointed that Ivanka did not follow up on her promises and her commitments that she made to this country to make sure that women get equal pay for equal work in this country.
Before I let you go, have you spoken with any of your former colleagues on the Trump campaign? Do you think more of them might sign on? What have they told you?
I was surprised by how many women reached out to me. In fact, one of them who worked on the national level with me, who said that she finally went and looked at the public financial disclosure records, and she was, to use her words, she was off to find out that her male counterpart was being paid $6,000 more per month than what she is. So, Holly, I expect that a lot of women will come forward once they see across the board how they were treated by this campaign.
Omarosa Manigault Newman, thank you very much for joining the show. Keep us updated.